Hello everyone, thank you very much for joining me. In case you didn't know, my name is Todd Bryson. I'm an Akashic Records practitioner. I can use the Akashic Records to explore your soul history. I can use the Akashic Records to tell you what your cosmic names are. I can use the Akashic Records to let you know where you've lived in past lives, all the way down to the year that the lifetime took place. So if you're interested in those things, feel free to contact me and we will discuss how that information will help you and how it's helped the hundreds and hundreds of people that I've helped before you. And if nothing else, a like on this video will go a long way. I know I haven't mentioned that for a while, but it does make a huge difference when I say that, and I appreciate you guys for going the extra mile for me and hitting that like button. So I have a message today from the Galactic Federation of Light, some things that they've asked me to touch on and some things to bring into your awareness. So the first thing I want to talk about is an interaction that I had with an individual, and during that interaction I was asked to pay very close attention. And this is somebody who was going through an awakening. This is somebody who took a lot of pride in that they had changed so much in their consciousness field over a short period of time. This individual knew that the pharmaceutical companies are making money by keeping people sick. This person knew that elections are rigged and always has been. This person knew about, elites who are doing very awful things to others. And at the end of this discussion, learning everything about this person that they've been through, they had come to the conclusion that incarnating was a trick, that they were imprisoned here. I want to tell you that that is absolutely not the case. And, we go through this awakening, we start to peel back the layers of reality, and then we come to a conclusion like that based on how out of balance things seem in this dimension. But when we go through that awakening, and there are those who oppose that awakening, they have the objective to get you to, during that awakening, come to the conclusion that everything is evil, everything is awful, everything is imbalanced and out of place here. So if you're spending all of that energy and all of those resources to wake yourself up, and you come to the conclusion that you're stuck here, that you're trapped here, that you're imprisoned here, you've accepted the narrative that has been given to you by that dark opposition. So instead of waking up, you've actually embedded yourself in the illusion further. And I know that this is easy for you and I who have gone, 10 years plus in the Kryon School of Wonder. But don't lose that inner child. Don't lose that sense of wonder. And I'll tell you that you've incarnated here with your free will. And you would do it again without hesitation. And that there is a reason when you hear a near-death experience, kind of a story, that the individual who's going through it is wanting to come back. They're asking, begging, pleading, can I come back? Can I come back? Can I come back? I have more to do. I have more to learn. And I want you to take that information with you and understand that you chose to be here and that you wouldn't give up your seat for anything, and there are endless lines of individuals who would give anything to take your place. And as long as you feel like you're stuck, as long as you feel like you're trapped, as long as you feel like you've been tricked into being here, your power will always be outside of you, being claimed by other parties. You chose to come here. You were asked to come here. You were asked to come here because you have the experience and the skill set to tip the scales here. Are things imbalanced here? They are very much so. But the balancers are here to make the corrections so that we can all move forward into a better space together. So keep that in mind as you go down these rabbit holes. Sometimes the things that you see aren't going to be great, and that's the nature of the light work. We are seeing things that have been lost in the darkness for a long time, and bringing them into our awareness exposes them to the light that they need for the correction to take place. So don't lose your sense of wonder. You came here because you could make a difference. You came here because you wanted to participate in the Creator's experiments, and you wanted to leave your mark on creation. Next thing I have to talk about, and I think that this is something that a lot of us have dealt with at some point or another, but there will be a point where someone is introduced to you and this person proclaims that they are your twin, that they are one who you're, going to be with for eternity and already have been. And, that is the case with a lot of you. A lot of you are going to find your natural counterparts who complement you and uplift you and help you fulfill and learn what you came here for. But I also want to let you know that there are those who will make that proclamation as a means of attaching themselves to you to get a free ride, basically. So be aware of the false twin. Twin flames is not something that I always dabble into, and it's not even something that the records talks about a lot. But be aware of the false twin flame. Be aware of deciding that somebody is your flame without acquiring the evidence to back it up. Because usually what's going to happen from that is a very long detour that can take years and years and years to get back on the right track from. And honestly, two of the hardest things that our guides have to deal with are relationships that we shouldn't be in, relationships that are defined in an inaccurate way, and the jobs that we get stuck in. Are you with someone who you deserve? Are you with somebody who treats you properly? Are you with somebody who reflects back to you the good things about you, or are they always throwing negatives on you? Are they always looking to take something that you have? If you do have one of those individuals in your life, make an assessment. What have I learned from this person? Why have I crossed paths with this person? And will letting them go align me with the true flame that I came here to find? So keep that in mind. Our relationships and the loved ones are very affected by our awakening and how we go about it. And I know that something that we all want to do, awakening can be a lonely thing. You're waking up and discovering that you are not alone in the universe. And it's funny how alone you can feel when acquiring that information. Some light workers have, groups and groups of people and anybody in their phone who they can call up and talk to about their experience. And then there are light workers who are alone, and there's not, another light worker within 50 miles of them. You have to manage the isolation, and you have to manage collaborating with others, and whatever path you're on, make sure that you employ the strategy of not trying to take anybody with you. So in other words, we want our loved ones to wake up. We want our brothers and sisters to wake up. We want our wife to wake up and see the universe and the shifts that we've seen and experienced for themselves, but we can't always do that. And it's not being asked of us to do that. The call has to come from within. Only the Creator can wake up the soul in the suit. Waking up is a dance between yourself and the Creator. It is not a dance between yourself and your wife, or your wife and you. The call has to come from inside. You can plant seeds all you want. Never underestimate the power of planting a seed. But if you are trying to carry others with you, ultimately you're just hurting yourself, and you're embedding them further in the illusion. Meaning that when it is actually time for them to wake up, the Creator is going to have a harder time doing it and is going to experience more resistance, because a human being will naturally not want to engage in further something that is being imposed on them or forced upon them. So keep that in mind. Ultimately, the best thing that we can do is wake ourselves up, work the puzzle of ascension, expand our consciousness, and let our frequency do the work. Let our frequency do the talking. Let our frequency expand the field around us to the point where those who we share that field with, have no choice but to feel the call internally. And maybe that's what you're being asked to do. Maybe you're being asked to create the right circumstance and environment for the ones around you to see in themselves what you have seen. You also have to understand that you are waking up right now because you've probably had lifetimes where you were functioning intuitively and spiritually at a very high level. And if you're waking up right now, you likely have cosmic DNA, and you likely have DNA from the old kingdom. And your partners, your brothers and sisters, your mom and dad might not have that. So there are so many unseen elements to this experience that we kind of have to sit back and let the Creator and let the guides and the angels do their thing. And there's a timing factor to all of this that we have no ability to perceive. So are your loved ones going to wake up? Are they going to see things the way that you've seen things? Maybe. And we can hope and pray for those things, and we can hold space for those things, but we cannot force somebody to put on the awakening glasses. Their perspective is what it is, their reality is what it is, and until the Creator decides this is someone who needs to wake up. So, I want to tell you about 2 different kind of contact experiences that I had, and at this point, I can close my eyes and literally do anything and go anywhere with my third eye. And any of you guys who have been in session with me have seen this on full display. But I had 2 experiences recently where my physical sight picked up on multidimensional elements. And both of these experiences came after very long, intensive meditations that I had kind of gotten away from for a while. So my inner meridians are always drivers of purpose and experience, and no matter what my current physical environment and experience is, I can close my eyes and do anything and go anywhere that I want, But I've noticed that when I focus more intensively on the outer ones, the ones that function, uphold the day-to-day energetic functions, that my third eye is starting to see more. So before, it was really common to see orbs and to see different things like that. One experience last week, I closed my eyes to meditate, and I did that for about a half hour. I was in the bath actually, and when I got out, for about 3 minutes, I was visibly seeing what looked like a swarm of fireflies hanging around me, all of them going counterclockwise to the left. And I know that this is my field of energy, but I've never really seen it as clearly as I did then. And if anything, I'll see a little shadow floating around, but I was actually able to perceive the multidimensional light that was radiating from my DNA as it swirled around me. So that was pretty cool, and that was special, and I feel like I've been kind of stagnant on my side as far as new experiences go, but seems like we've kind of, the tides are changing in that regard. So another experience I had, and this was just a couple days ago, after meditating once again, I was in my kitchen, and I saw what looked like somebody opening a door in my front room. So it looked like an invisible door was opening, and on the other side of that door there was an extremely bright light source. And what I saw was the crack of the door opening and the light kind of piercing through the dimension. And this one didn't last very long. It was just a few moments, but it was very impressionable to the point where I went back into the meditation and started asking again. Started asking, why am I seeing this? What was happening? And sometimes you'll get direct answers immediately on the spot, and sometimes you don't. In this situation, when I asked the question, what was this? The Akashic Records gave me a visual. It showed me a microphone. And to me, what that meant was, I took it as a sign that there's like testing being done. Like we're checking the mic, we're seeing if the mic is on, and we're trying some things to make sure that things are calibrated for when the big event takes place. So the messages you get won't always be direct. The messages and the visions that you get will sometimes require a little bit of decoding or a little bit of contemplating what this might mean exactly and how it ties into what I'm experiencing. But I want to let you guys know that I continue to work very hard to look for ways to inform and support the family I do feel like I've gone through a little bit of a dry spell, a calibration of some kind, something we're all familiar with and used to at this point. But looking forward to rebounding from that and bringing forward the profound insight that we're used to. Anyway, thank you very much, you guys. I will see you soon. Goodbye.